So I posted an unboxing video unboxing my San Diego Comic-Con exclusive package containing all of the exclusives that I got this year, and to my surprise, Ultimate Son Gohan was the #1 requested review. I ended up going based off of what people were saying down in the comments, and we had Ultimate Gohan as #1 as the most requested, and then we had Goku Black as the second highest requested, and then Kid Goku and Frieza, Golden Frieza, were tied with the same amount of requests. So I went based off of the YouTube comments and the Instagram comments, and yeah, I did not expect Gohan to be requested so much. So without further ado, here it is, coming in this nice black and orange packaging. This is the event exclusive type of design for the packaging. They started this last year, and it seems to be a thing now every year, which is pretty cool. I don't mind it at all. And we have Gohan with a Super Saiyan head, so we're going to get into what he comes. That is different. The original release did not come with that. And speaking of the original release, here it is, and we can compare the boxes real quick before we get started with the review. And we can check out years ago when they released Ultimate Gohan, how it looks. So I'm not sure if anyone else is on the same boat as I am, but I do still like this design. I know it's very basic for the box nowadays, but I really like the original design of the boxes. So here's the left side of the box. Here is the back sides of the box. And then here is the right sides of the box right there. And in case you guys wanted to see the top, this is the difference on the top side of the box. And then here is the bottom side of the box. So at first glance, I don't see any differences between this and the original one. In hand, right when you get them out the box, it really doesn't seem to be all too different. At least for the colors on the gi, they didn't go too drastic of a change for the colors of the boots or the wristbands or the gi. It all seems to be similar. Now we can't really say until we get them side by side. But before we get to that part, which is I know is the part everyone's waiting for, let's just run through the accessories real quick, and then we'll get to that. So here's where the money is. We got the Super Saiyan head. Original release did not come with this, so this is what's new in this pack. And they went with a more glossy, metallic colored gold and yellow for the hair, which isn't a bad thing. It's just not something they normally do with their Super Saiyan hairs. It's more of a matte finish on their Super Saiyan hairs. So this is something different for them, and it's not necessarily bad like I just mentioned. It doesn't look bad. It looks good to me. It's just not something I'm used to when it comes to their heads or their hairs for Super Saiyan. So the sculpt is good, as you see here. And this is the face he comes packed in with in the pack. Just a normal neutral face for the Super Saiyan hair. And alternatively, we get a screaming, yelling head for the Super Saiyan hair. This is the only other faceplate for the Super Saiyan hair. And the black hair does get another extra one, so they each get a total of 2 for each hair piece. And this is of course the head that came attached with the figure that we just saw. And then here is the alternate faceplate. Just like the Super Saiyan head, we get a yelling face. And just so you guys get a side by side, there they are. It looks like they did use the same faceplate, just colored it differently for the hair and for the pupils there. The same goes for the hair sculpt too. And then here's a side by side with the closed mouth faces. These are definitely different. We have one with a smirk, and then the other one is more serious, of course. Alright, so now let's check out this comparison. On the left side here, we have the original release of this Gohan. This is the event exclusive on the right side, so they did change up the screaming face. Check it out there. The eyes are very different. The mouths are kind of different too. The hair sculpt is exactly the same. They used that. And the skin tone is actually different too. They did change that a bit. You can swap out faces. You can use these faces from the original release onto the event exclusive just fine. They fit in, but keep in mind the skin tones are not 100%, but it's also not too drastically different either. Now check out the smirking faces. I feel like the eyes are different once again, and that's pretty much the only major difference. You can see the 3 lines that they painted on the top of the eyebrows on the original release. Not really so much. Only 1 line on the event exclusive. There's 3 on the original release. So if we're talking about differences, that's all I see. And of course the skin tone too. And then the last and final face for the regular release here is this normal frowning face, more serious face. This does not exist for the event exclusive for the black hair. This is the same face they use for the Super Saiyan hair. So they just took this face and painted it with the Super Saiyan eyebrows and the green pupils, and there you go. Only 2 faces for base form on the event exclusive, 3 faces for base form on the regular release, but keep in mind, of course, we do get the Super Saiyan head for the event exclusive and not for the regular release. So this is what happens when you put the regular release's faceplate on the event exclusive, and it really isn't all too crazy here. I did mention the skin tones were different because they are, but it's not too drastic. You can actually pull this off. So if you did want to use the neutral face or the serious face that the base form on the original one comes with on the new body, it's the same body to be honest, but on the new event exclusive, if you really wanted to do that, then you could. So the faceplates are swappable between the 2 figures. Here is that yelling face from the original release that was pretty drastically different compared to the new one. I actually do like the original one better, and you can see it does match pretty good. Alright guys, so here you have it. Here are the 2 side by side. Once again, just a friendly reminder, the regular release is on the left side here. We have the event exclusive on the right side. So not too different, but right off the bat there is a difference. So look how more vibrant the colors are on the event exclusive. They pop a little bit more. That orange pops more. The blue is a little darker, you can see, and the boots as well. So they went with a more matte paint for the original release. That's why it seems a little more dull compared to this one right here. But they both look fine to me. But I would probably lean more towards the more vibrant colors. It's I don't want to use the word glossy compared to this, but you know, it's a little more glossier than this matte finish that is on the normal release there. If you guys wanted to see the sides. Now, what I can say is the regular release does have some nice shading on the muscles. So I lowered the brightness a little bit. It's definitely something that's harder to pick up in the camera. But if you can take a look at his shoulder, you can see some peach colored, pink color shading there. That's not existent on this event exclusive right there. But this is more noticeable in person than through this camera right now. So there's just a quick look at the back side. And yes, this is the 1.0 body. Most of us already know this, but there's always new collectors that get into the game a little later, and they always ask, why is it the 1.0 body? Why isn't it the new one? So let's just quickly explain why. I mean, with exclusives, they cannot go ahead and make a new mold or put it on a new mold. When they do exclusives for conventions like this, it's always repaints of an original figure. So if they wanted to do the repaint of this Gohan, they had to go with the original release Gohan and just repaint it. They couldn't just put the Gohan head on a Goku body, which they could have, but they can't. It's just a rule they have within themselves. When it comes to exclusives, it's got to be a repaint. So that's why you see these 1.0 bodies. Like Vegito last year was on the 1.0 body, because when they made Vegito, it was before the 2.0 body came out. So quick explanation for those that may ask why it's on the 1.0. And yes, you could put Gohan's head on a Goku 2.0 body and it will work. That snapped in just fine. This is the Super Saiyan God Goku body. This Goku right here. And that's why it's a little bit more slimmer. And it works just fine. Even the skin tones match on this one, to be honest. So if you really, really wanted the 2.0 body, you can swap heads with one of your Gokus just fine. One more real quick. This is the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku body, since this is the cheapest Goku out there right now. And you can just pick up this Goku just for the body alone and put the Gohan head on there. You can just showing you guys you can do that, and the skin tones do match just fine. So that's another option to do for Gohan. Alright, so in terms of the rest of his accessories, he does come with exactly the same amount of hands and the same poses as the original release. Nothing's different in that department of the figure. So we get the 2 fists, or the pair of fists that are on the figure right now, as you can see. And then we get the open blasting hands for the Ki Blast right here. After that, we get a couple of grabbing hands. So this is the standard hand gestures that we always get with these Gokus and Gohans. And then we have our straight opened Our fingers are straight, squeezed together, and the hands are open there. Last but not least, I like to call these the martial arts posing hands. And the original did come with all that. He does come with a base and a stand, which the original one does come with as well. And this is for his blast effect, which the original one, again, comes with as well, except it's painted differently. Originally, it came in yellow. Now we get a blue one. So, that's okay, that's cool. Alright, so here we have him with the Super Saiyan head attached, and this is the way I'm going to pose this guy, because I already have this Ultimate Gohan posed in the black hair. So definitely gonna pose a Super Saiyan version of an adult Gohan. Alright, so I'm not too sure how much you guys want to run through the articulation on a figure that we've already had for years, but just for the sake of the review, we're gonna do it anyways real quick. Just have the ball jointed head on a hinge, left and right. Keep in mind this is exactly the same articulation as the original. Just disclaimer, nothing's changed. Looks up and down. The neck does help move it around a little bit too. The arms will go forward and back all the way around. We get a little bit of a shoulder socket. It's not a butterfly joint like the new figures are coming out with. We have the sleeve on a ball joint there, so you can move it around. It doesn't really hinder too much of the movement. The arms go in and out. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, swivel at the wrist with a hinge. We get no torso joint or anything, but we do get a waist swivel that helps it crunch back and forward. And goes all the way around, so it has some good movement. It does go up and separate a little bit to allow more movement, and you can put it back down. 1.0 legs will drop down right there, so it extends for more movement. Goes back in and out. Of course, you can extend it out some more and put it back in. We have thigh swivel up there. It's hidden behind that thigh. Double jointed knees. Our glorious 1.0 knees right there. And then we have the ankles on a hinge that go forward and back. They pivot on that ball joint, they swivel, and we get a toe hinge on the foot. And I'm going to go ahead and keep the size comparison here among the exclusives here. So compared next to Goku Black, compared to Golden Frieza, and of course Kid Goku, this is how they all scale within each other. So pretty much from tallest to shortest right now. This is cool. I like this. Actually, I like this better than I thought I would. I'm going to throw in the effect, the Super Saiyan effect, behind him here by Tamashii, and that's gonna look even better right here. Looks real good. I like that. This does not come included, of course. This is their separate effect piece that they released years ago, and that looks really good. So I'm gonna turn down the brightness a little bit here and see how that looks. Maybe around to that. So definitely, this figure actually surprised me a little bit. I wasn't too crazy about these exclusives to begin with. Of course was gonna get them, but I kind of felt a little bit similar to the way I felt with last year's exclusives, you know, with Cell, especially Cell. I felt like that was an unnecessary repaint. That was like our third repaint of that same Cell. So my main attraction from last year was that Vegito, of course, because that was different. We never had a God version of Vegito, just like we never had a Kid Goku and that Blue Gi before. So same thing this year, but this Gohan surprised me. I can see why people wanted to see this review first. So cool. Thank you guys for recommending Gohan to be first. I can certainly say that if you don't have the original Gohan and you have a chance to get this one, definitely pick this guy up. Maybe two, so you can have a normal Mystic Gohan and a Super Saiyan Gohan side by side. Because if you do have the original one already, then go ahead and grab it for the Super Saiyan hair. You gotta have a Super Saiyan version of Gohan too. A lot of people requested that with the original release. A lot of people customized the original release to have a Super Saiyan head. Now you don't have to do that anymore. You have him here in Super Saiyan form. And I definitely do like the vibrant colors a little more than the original release. So this is definitely an upgrade in terms of the paint for the figure as a whole. I can live with the 1.0 body, to be honest. One day we're probably going to get a 2.0 body adult Gohan anyways. So till then, this is a great figure. You know, it's still a good looking figure, even though it does have the original body sculpt. So that's going to do it for the review. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment. Stay tuned for more. I got plenty more San Diego Comic-Con exclusives to review. And as always, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And have a great day. Bye.